Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of the Hare Krishna Project podcast. This is episode number 153. Yes, we're still climbing up that ladder to wherever. It's a delight to bring you episode 153 this week. Do not forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you can be kept updated about future podcasts and video productions from the Hare Krishna Project. And or if you're watching this on Facebook, which is the other place that you can watch this podcast, if you haven't already, please do like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page. Okay, I love personally doing this podcast. Not that I ever didn't, but I really love this podcast because I get to meet fascinating guests every week. And even though I'm sitting here at home, I'm virtually traveling all over the world to meet just some fascinating members of the global Hare Krishna community. And this week's podcast, I think, will be another fascinating discussion. I'm absolutely delighted to welcome our guest this week. It's Ramananda Prabhu, who is also known as Bishop Tao Thomas D. Marcus. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna Bishop. It's great to have you with us, and I'm really pleased that you've accepted the invitation to be the guest this week. Because what we're going to discuss is something I'm personally very interested in anyway. You know, a lot of people know my background. I did a degree in comparative religion. I'm interested in interfaith things. Okay, let's get going. This is going to be a great conversation. So the first question is the question that every guest is given to warm them up. It's an easy question. Please tell us a little bit about you and where you are from.
Okay, first of all, I beg some forgiveness from my audience, no, because I'm living in Brazil. I'm Brazilian, no, and my English sometimes not so good. So forgive me if I speak some not correct grammar. And first of all, I would like to pray or to all Guru Varga and to all saints so that we can come to some understanding. No, I would like to bring this understanding of what is this Vaishnava Catholic Church, no, and that's so that we can reach our goal that is divine love, that's Krishna Prem, no. So then I speak a little bit about myself, how it came, no, this idea of this church. What is my background? I came from a very Catholic family from both sides of my mom, my father. No, my grandmother was very Catholic. Even when my mom, she had some complication in when, so she was holding me in the womb. So my grandmother was praying, no, for Virgin Mary. That is special form of Virgin Mary that we worship here in Brazil. That's called Our Lady of Aparecida. No, and my grandmother was called Aparecida. So she made this like promise that if everything would be good in that my mom could give birth to me and everything was in a healthy way, that she would like pay this promise doing some kind of austerities in this Our Lady church. Now that we have a big church for her here in Brazil, and this happened. No, I got born, and even like the doctors say that's a miracle how everything went well. And so from this I feel very much connected, no, to this Christian tradition, especially the Catholicism. So when I was a child, I went to a Catholic school. I studied, and also I went to church. Of course, I was baptized in the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church. No, that's the biggest church here in Brazil and can say over the world. And but when I became like teenager, everything changed. No, I was not so much happy with Catholic Church. I was like listen some more like rock metal music, and I became like rebel from Christianity, and I went to look for other kind of teachings, especially esoteric teachings, drew so much my affection, my attention, sorry. And then later I got to discover about Krishna consciousness. I met the devotees, then I got very interested, and I quickly feel the desire to become a devotee. No?
How did you meet the Hare Krishna devotees? How did that happen?
Well, many different things was happening that was attracting me to this path. No, I had one friend who would say he would know something about Krishna consciousness, and he would preach to me. Even he was not devotee, he was like this from this stray edge group, and so he liked it very much, and especially because of the music. No, and at the time in 90s, this Shelter band was famous in MTV. I would see, and also Kula Shaker. I would see the clips. No, with Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya. But I could not understand anything because I had no contact with devotees at the time. But then some things were increasing, no, this contact with Krishna consciousness. Then someone gave me one book of the conversations of Srila Prabhupada with George Harrison, John Lennon, Yoko Ono, this the formula of peace. No, I don't know if these books, that is this book in English we have in Portuguese, and then I start to read and become very much interested. And what else? I met the devotees doing some Harinam in the city where I was born, and they were distributing some simply wonderful of mango. And I remember I was with another friend. They were passing by. Someone showed us the sweets, and my friend asked, "Oh, we need to pay anything for this?" Then the devotee said, "No, no, this Hare Krishna movement." And I took this simply wonderful of mango, and mango always was my favorite fruit. So I said, "Oh, this is really good." No, so I must see where I can get more of these sweet balls. And then someone invited me, or this friend who generally he would speak about Krishna consciousness to me. He invited me to go to the temple. Actually, was ISKCON Cultural Center at the time, and so I went, and it was very funny because he didn't wait. I went alone, and I like it very much. And after the program, no, at the time of taking the prasad, at the time I was not vegetarian, and I was attracted very much for the philosophy, but I was thinking I cannot become vegetarian. I like very much to take meat, and but I said, oh, I must take this food because I know they consider this as sacred food. So I took and I said, oh, this is very good. This food, I can live only of this. I can, no, for the rest of my life, I can take this food. And was like that. And then I took this prashada and I decided to become vegetarian, to only take prashada and to follow everything as much as I could, no? And slowly by this way, I was entering this process of Krishna consciousness.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And just for context, your Vaishnav or your Gaudiya Vaishnav name is Ramananda Das.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell us who gave you your name and how that transpired, how that relationship developed?
Yes, is something that is not like the straightforward way that I got this name and how I came to my gurus. No, I came in contact with ISKCON, no, like I said, but I didn't get any initiation in ISKCON. And after 1 year following very enthusiastically in ISKCON, I got to know there's also different Vaishnava missions, and I was always curious. No, then I wanted to know what's these different groups, what they have different. And so I started to do some research on this. Then I got to know about one temple in São Paulo of my Gurudev Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj, and I stayed there. And I got to know also from there's these Babajis in the Parivars, no, like Shilananta Das Babaji Maharaj. I got so much attracted by his teachings. So I went to live in this São Paulo temple of Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj, but at that time I didn't got any initiation. So and after I got sick and I have to leave the temple. So at the time I decided to not receive initiation because I know this is very serious that we should choose one guru, because after we choose this guru we must stick to this guru. Other, unless this guru is doing something bad that he has a fall down, then we should not stick to this. No, sometimes that people they get confused because even the guru fall down, they stick to the guru, but they should give it up. But at the time, I was not clear. No, I want to take initiation from Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj or Shilananta Das Babaji Maharaj. So I got sick. I just went out of temple and continued to chant Maha Mantra, following Ekadasi, trying to follow, the best of my ability, everything. So, and then later I got to meet one devotee that's actually from UK. No, that's Pitambar. He came to Brazil and he is very controversial himself. No, and I saw that he wrote about how he got initiation from one Babaji, that's Srila Satchidulal Das Babaji Maharaj. And I got so much impressed by what he described in his book about his meeting with this Satchidulal Das Babaji Maharaj. So I got so much interested. And then later I discovered this Pitambar. He came to Brazil, and then I got astonished. I said, "Oh, okay. If he came to Brazil, I would like to meet him." So I wrote to one devotee who was his friend, because Pitambar was not so much connected in the internet. And then, but this his friend, he never said to me where this Pitambar would be. But anyhow, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to travel in Brazil, and if I have to meet him somewhere, I'm going to meet. And then unexpectedly, we met there in the middle of Brazil in a very mystical land called Alto Paraíso. Like that's in Portuguese means high paradise. And I met this Pitambar and we connected so much. And then he gave me this name, no, and I become like his disciple at the time. But some things, no, like I said, he's very contradicted. No, I hope he don't take me bad to say this, because I'm his friend still today. But later I saw that I should take another guru, no? And then in this way, I came to Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj to receive Diksha, no, Harinam and Diksha. Then I received properly Gopala Mantra, Kama Gayatri. And at the same time, he lived this same name. No, I got the initiation not directly in the presence of Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj, because I was in Brazil and for a long time he didn't come to Brazil, but through the blessings of Srila Bhaktivedanta Van Goswami Maharaj, who he always come to Brazil, and then Gurudev gave him the permission to give this mantra, to me. So now I'm consider myself a disciple of Srila Narayana Goswami Maharaj. But also I keep this my connection with this Gadadhar Parivar, with this Satidulal Das Babaji Maharaj, who I told, that Pitambar received initiation. Later, when I came to India first time, then I went to meet with this Satidulal Das Babaji Maharaj, and I got so much impressed by his presence. No, I don't know. They say only one Mahabhagavata can recognize a Mahabhagavat, but I believe that he was a Mahabhagavat.
Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that, and I loved how your answer wasn't straightforward. I thought you were going to give me a straightforward answer, and you didn't, and that's great. And it just shows how our relationships and in the Vaishnav community, in actually in life, aren't linear. They're not in a straight line. And we can have many gurus, and people can interpret that in different ways, and we can have
Yeah.
many teachers that inspire us. Um, I mean, and just to say, the devotee that you mentioned, Pitambar, is it Pitambar?
Yes, yes.
Um,
Actually, he got the name Premananda Das Babaji, as Babaji. He got Babaji
yeah,
Vesh on Satidulal, but Pitambar, his first name, he got from Shilananand Goswami Maharaj.
yeah. I mean, I don't know everybody, but I know there is one Pitambar in the UK, and he has messaged me a few times. And if he's if he's watching this podcast, feel free to message again. Yes, anyway, social media is like. You
He
feel very
got
connected.
interesting history, Would be nice if
Yeah,
he could,
yeah.
he could
Maybe he
like
can be a guest in the future. Okay, fascinating. And of course, Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj is very well known, and he has still lots of disciples in the UK where I'm based, and a lot of them are really good friends of mine. So that's fantastic. Okay. Um, all right, next question. We're kind of getting onto the big issue of conversation now, and also particularly in advance of viewers and listeners at home. If I mispronounce, I will try. Okay, so you've recently been consecrated as a bishop in the, I would pronounce it, Melchidezek Gnostic Church, but I think you pronounce it as Muzadek.
Melchizedek. In
Melchizedek.
Portuguese, we say like that. In English, I don't know.
Yeah, pronunciation. See, I'm from the southwest of England, from Somerset, and I'm different from other English people. Uh,
I
um,
know. Just a short story. I got two friends from England. They were discussing in Vrindavan, and it was so much fun because they could not understand each other because they have different pronunciation
yeah,
about one word, and they could not understand. I was laughing so much because sometimes we from outside we are so much worried about the pronunciation, but
yeah.
even two people from England, they sometimes could not understand
Yeah,
each other.
I can understand people in the north of England. People from like Newcastle, I haven't got a clue what they're talking about. So sorry to any of my Newcastle friends. Okay, so you've recently been consecrated as a
Okay, yeah.
bishop in the Melchidezek Gnostic Church, and through the process of incardination, you've become a bishop of the Holy Celtic Church International and its inner church, which is called the Thoma Liberal Catholic Church. Some big, important names. Please, can you tell us about that? And why was ordination into this branch of Christianity important to you?
Okay. No, the main point is about this Thoma Liberal Catholic Church. No, that's this what I really wanted to get into because first have a tradition, like in the Catholic Church, the people usually when we say about Catholicism or Catholic Church, people they understand only, they think about the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church. That's the biggest church in the world. No, people should try first to understand what's the importance of this church, because the Christianity is the biggest religion in all over the world, and the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church is the biggest church all over the world. No, but inside the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church, we have different branches of the church. We have like 24 churches inside the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church. And because they, each one of these churches, that one bishop is like the main leader, they have different traditions, cultures, no, and outside of this Roman Catholic Church, also you have what is called independent Catholicism, though, that people who follow the tradition of the Catholicism, but they don't submit to the Pope. No, they don't follow the Pope Francis. Like these 24 churches that I said that's inside the Roman Catholic Apostolic Church, they see the Pope Francis as their leader, but there are also so many different Catholic churches that they don't follow the Pope, but they follow the Catholic tradition, especially inside this Catholic tradition. What we see as the most valuable thing is this apostolic succession. No, like we have our Guru Parampara that we translate as disciplic succession in our Vaishnava sampradayas, no, not only in the Gaudiya sampradaya, but how sampradayas they must follow this parampara. So in the same way, the Catholics, they believe that there's so much power coming in this apostolic succession. And so this is what I was trying for many years. I had this desire to get into this apostolic succession. I had already this idea of the Vaishnava Catholic Church. At the time, I was more saying the Greek name, Ecclesia Catholica Vaishnava. But I felt that I needed some blessings of the past saints of this Christian tradition, so that I could become more empowered to preach this message. And after some years and studying this finally came. No, it came very recently. Was just 1 month ago that I got consecrated. And now I feel so good. I feel completely blessed because I feel that I have the blessings both from this apostolic succession and this our Guru Parampara, the disciplic succession. So, but coming back to the point of the church, each one of these churches, what is? The Gnostic Church, that is different kind of Gnostic church. The Gnostic church is more like exoteric teachings. It's more like inner church, not something that. Okay, some Gnostic churches, they do some like public rituals for consecration, but they are more esoteric in nature. They believe that there is more these mystical energies. And so I am so much connected in different branches of the esoteric groups, because I've been studying this since my teenager years. And so someone offered me, first I came in contact with the smart Thoma Liberal Catholic Church, and the primus of this church. The primus means like the patriarch of the church. He said to me, so I see you appreciate our church. Would like to be consecrated in this church? I said, oh, I would like very much. I feel that would disconnect so much to my service. and my ideas. Even then, I already have this idea of Vaishnava Catholic Church. No? But for getting consecrated in a church, you must have a physical ceremony that a bishop must lay his hands on your head, no, and there's some ceremony, and so this should be something physical. But the primus of my church, it's in Spain, no, so very far for me. And there was some other bishops here in Brazil, but a little bit far. And finally, my another friend from this Gnostic Church, he invited me. He said, "You would like to be consecrated? I can do the consecration for you." And I got so much happy about this because I'm very shy to ask anything, and especially these things that I feel that's so much great. And he invited me, and I went to his city, and I got consecrated by his hands, and was very beautiful ceremony. And I explained him from the beginning. I said, "Oh, okay, I can be consecrated to you, but I would like to be incardinated in this church, no, this Mar Thoma Liberal Catholic Church. It's okay for you?" And he said, "It's okay." No, it's not like he was trying to hold me in his group, no, to be his disciple. He said, "No, I'm going to consecrate you, and you are free to do what you want." And then I got this incardination, and even I have like the papers here. No, first I have this is like the certificates that belong to this Mar Liberal Catholic Church.
Wow.
No, uh,
Congratulations.
and this I don't know the other I don't have here, but and then I have another for this the primus saying, okay, I'm considered now as bishop in this church. And why the Mar Thoma Liberal Catholic Church? It's because Mar Thoma Liberal Catholic Church already have this connection with the Eastern teachings. No, people from the church, not everybody is a Vaishnav, but they are connected to other teachings like yoga, no, or even Buddhism. So I feel that there's this opening so that we can bring together how these Eastern teachings, no, and this is what is happening now. So many people, they are getting connected, and getting to know the other bishops from this church, and many people are got interested now to get to know more about this Mar Thoma Liberal Catholic Church. And also, the primus, he gave me total freedom to preach this message of the Vaishnav Catholic Church. No, so I like this because you see, it's so much liberal. No, and liberal you should not understand in a political sense or progressism or something like that. It's liberal because you have the freedom of mind, that you choose what you are going to do. No, there is this spiritual teachings, but how you deal, what you are going to practice, no, it's up to you.
Thank you for sharing that. And just to kind of quickly say, I feel like I want to call you Prabhu, and then I think maybe I should call you Maharaj, and then maybe I should call you Holy Father. What's the best title on? Because you're very senior. You're a bishop of a church. I've never had a conversation for this long with a bishop of a church before. I mean, how would you like me to address you?
No, I'm really not into it. No, that's these formal ways how to
Okay,
address a
okay.
bishop that's
Holy
like his.
Father or Mahar. Okay,
But it's not about this, no. So I
okay.
really,
Let's just stick with
I expect people will follow this.
okay. You've kind of already answered the next question, but let's just maybe try and touch on some more details. So what is the Vaishnav Catholic Church. Why was it established, and what are its aims and objectives?
Yeah, so by reading, studying the writings of our acharyas like Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura, or my Gurudev Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, I've read everything they spoke about Jesus, and I believe I really got their point. No, first of all, we can say about Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura. He's speaking that we should become like saragrahis. No, that we must hold to the essence, and I believe this is the main point because sometimes we are got so much attached. Oh, we should do something in this way or that way, and but actually sometimes we need to do something in another way so that we can progress and expand further this Krishna consciousness. And you see how these acharyas, they are really not non-sectarian. No, so but sometimes people who are sectarian, they make that these acharyas would be sectarian, but it's not really the case. No, I believe when Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada he went to America, it's not that he said, "Oh, I'm going to do everything in this way." He was opening according what the flow of the things that were happening and how instruct the people. No, he even said in the beginning he was not expecting people would dress using dhotis, pastilak. I believe he was just open wherever people would accept of Krishna consciousness. No, then they could go further on this. So in the same way, I felt this. We have how these teachings of Krishna consciousness, and we have everything that the acharyas have said about Lord Jesus Christ. So I just felt this inspiration that we should give like a highlight on these teachings, especially because in our Western world, and even we can say how over the world, Christianity is so much have so much influence. Like I said, it's the biggest religion all over the world, and especially the Catholic. I said. So what if we are going to do some bridge about these traditions? It's not like to create a new thing. This that people mistake about the church. They think that I am creating a new thing. No, just let's see what these traditions. No, I try to be very traditional, because sometimes people even they say, oh, that there is this mantra about Jesus Christ. What do you think to chant this mantra? I'm saying, okay, very nice, but I'm not doing this. I'm doing what the tradition are doing in the Christianity, in the Krishna consciousness. So I'm just thinking, let's take how these traditions and see, so that people who have some inclination, who like about Christianity and who feel some love for Jesus Christ, so even so now they can also practice Krishna consciousness. It's not that, oh, now you became a devotee in Krishna consciousness, now you must give it up, Lord Jesus Christ, Virgin Mary. No, because no need. You must just follow one thing. You must be one point. Okay, really, we must be one pointed. But this don't means that, oh, you should become rejected and become against. No, the good teachings that you received, like in your background, your family background, if you are Christian, no?
Yes. Thank you for sharing that. And I personally resonate with that because as I shared with you before we started recording, many of the viewers and listeners will know my story that I was raised kind of in the Methodist Church, which is non-conformist Protestant, and the Methodist Church was set up by John Wesley, a famous preacher in England in the 1700s, and he also I think went to the United States as well. I'm pretty sure of it actually. And he taught, if you read his teachings, it's basically bhakti yoga. He was teaching about, how do we connect with God and to love God and, you know, the nature of the soul and just this year, so after 20 years in the Hare Krishna community, just this year I've reread one of John Wesley's books. I really wanted to feel that connection with his teaching again and my Methodist roots. And it's called the Methodist Church because they were very methodical, like getting up early in the morning, saying your prayers. They wouldn't use this word, but living a sattvic life, preaching, sharing the Bible, distributing books, um, so I resonate with what you're saying, and it's because of the teachings of our Vaishnava acharyas that I've come to appreciate John Wesley and the Methodist tradition more. I mean, some Christians will think I'm crazy by saying that, but I don't think I'm crazy. Um, and there's probably a
Yeah,
lot of devotees that would, from a Western upbringing, that would agree with you 108%.
yes. Yes, and it's good when now that you have this consciousness, no, this Krishna consciousness, you read back, you can see everything in another light. No, when I read the Bible, I see so many things connected that before I could not understand because I was not looking through this lens, no, this understanding, like now I got even astonished because Lord Jesus Christ, he's saying, no, we should chant the holy names incessantly. No, what is this? This basically it's our bhakti philosophy, no, that we must always be chanting the holy names because this always we are carrying our japamala, no, and singing kirtans all the time as much as we should sing the holy names. So basically, and but we don't think so much like in Christianity in this way. No, that is how this devotion in the Christian church, but not that we are thinking, oh, we should be chant the holy name. But Lord Jesus said, no, it's hallowed be thy name. No, so I can get these things before I could not understand. So I believe if the people they can see now their background, they can review. No, if they have a Christian background and see they see that everything is coming to this point. No, I believe Krishna, in his mercy, he creates different pathways that we can come to him. But actually, in the beginning, we cannot go straight to him. So sometimes there is different process according to our gunas. No, like we have more tamask. No, we are in the mood of ignorance. We cannot go straight to a more pure path. No, so we should follow another path, and then gradually we go to rajas. No, the passion, the mood of passion. Then later we go to sattva, mood of goodness, and then we can practice something really transcendental. No, that's without any gunas, and this is bhakti. That bhakti something that we are doing something we are doing our devotion but not expecting something in return, and this is very high because people usually we do something we want something in return, no, so the prospect of this bhakti yoga that we follow in the Gaudiya Vaishnava system, it's something very high, no, not everybody can take this straightforward. So there's another process that people can follow, and still they can get some mercy if they can come in contact with Krishna consciousness. They can take some mercy. The mercy, what is the prashada? People can take some prashada. And I would like to speak about a little bit about this of prashada. That's something that I feel that's very much connected in Krishna consciousness and the Catholic tradition, that we have this mystery of the Eucharistic, no, the in the Mass, that what the ritual, no, that the priest is going to offer the host, no, that the bread that symbolize Christ, and this bread, this host becomes the body of Christ, and then we take this. So actually, we can see this is the same as prashada. No, we have exactly the same ritual when we are offering the boga in the altar, and this boga, by this mystical process, it's uh, transforming into prashada. And what is prashada? We say that prashada is Krishna himself, not different from Krishna, because this we honor prashada with much respect. No, so we can see how much these traditions are connected.
Mm, mm. Thank you for that. I do appreciate that. Then the next question you've kind of almost answered. You're very good at giving wholesome answers, which is great actually. It means we're covering this topic really, really well. But you've kind of already answered this, but I'm going to try and give it a go again. What can the teachings of the Bible and Jesus Christ teach the Gaudiya Vaishnava community? In other words, what can Hare Krishna devotees learn from the Christian message?
I believe not one, only one teaching. So many teachings we can get the Bible. No, the Bible is different books with a lot of teachings. Some we can get some things controversial from the Bible. No, the people who are atheistic or against Christianity, they like to highlight, no, how this contradictory parts of the Bible. But like I said, no, Srila Bhaktivinoda said that we should hold to the essence. So I believe when we are reading the Bible, we should believe, we should try to focus on this. What we can get from Bible that this will improve my spiritual life. And there's so much teachings about how to be humble, about the forgiveness. That's a central teaching in Christianity, and it's very difficult, I believe, for everyone, to follow this teaching of how to forgive the others. And so, but like I said, the main thing that Lord Jesus said is how we should love God beyond all things, and also that we should love each other, because we must see that everyone, they have God, no, Krishna is inside the heart of each one. And this is also it's said in Bible, no, that we should love first the God, and we should love our neighbors, no, means the other people.
Mm.
Basically this, no, we if you are going to do some Bible studies, I pretend now in the church that we can study more. I'm still studying. No, people think, oh, now you became bishop. No, so I'm like so high and I got so much knowledge, but it's not like this. The I would say that I became a bishop so that I could serve in this way, that I could create this Vaishnava Catholic Church. And I'm still studying, and I have to study a lot because I have continue my Vaishnava studies, and now I got so much studies about the history of Christianity, Catholicism, the rituals, to perform. So many things I have to study. But I would like to invite people to study with me. If people have interest how to join in this Vaishnava Catholic Church. We can study together, and then people can bring insights to me, and I would be so much happy if people can, teach me something that they got some understanding. So this is the my message, so that people can join us in the church.
Yeah, I've literally just written that down. It's like we were thinking on the same wavelength. Is how can so a lot of people will watch this podcast and will be listening to you, and if they want to get involved, if they want to connect with you, if they want to get involved in the Vaishnav Catholic Church, how can they do that?
Yeah, we have mostly I'm active in Facebook. We have two groups, Facebook groups, one in Portuguese that's bigger and one in English. For much time, the English book was not had not so much activity. No, was more in the Portuguese group. And I believe because in Brazil people have so much this Catholic background already. But now I'm trying to manage both. No, to when I'm speaking something, I speak in Portuguese and English, and so people, if possible, they can join this our Facebook group. We have Facebook page. No, I have my personal Instagram. No, but it's just like my personal Instagram, and and I'm very easy to approach anybody who would like to speak to me personally, to send a message. I try to, at best of my ability, to reply to everybody. No, not always I can be talking so much with everybody because, like, sometimes people in Facebook, especially Indians, they say, "Oh, hi, hello, Haribo, Hare Krishna." I'm just replying, "Haribo, Hare Krishna." No, but I would like that people speak at once how their ideas, what they bring us, they bring what they why they are so attracted by the church. No, and if they can offer something to the church. No, and like I'm saying, I'm not I'm completely non-sectarian. If someone's coming to this church, it's not that they need to give it up their previous church or their uh, or or their guru, the mission of their guru. No, you can do both at the same time. No, you can just join the church and go to the temple as you like. No, like I said, the tradition is like liberal Catholic. No, freedom of mind.
Hmm. Hmm. What I'm going to do with this podcast is I will put the links to your Facebook page and your Facebook group and also your Instagram account. So
Oh, great.
people can get in touch with you. We do have quite a large following, so I hope people will connect with you and see what you're doing. And you mentioned that you've got two groups. You've got the Portuguese Facebook group and the English one. And obviously something's happened over the last 3 weeks in the English group because all of a sudden, uh, so how I got to hear about it and connect with you was around 2 weeks ago. A member of our team at the Hare Krishna Project, she messaged me this new group and said, "Hey, Narada, this new Vaishnav Catholic Church, and oh, there's people we know already in the group, you know." And then I scrolled down and saw your photo, and then I kind of connected that we have had correspondence before many years ago, which we've both talked about. You were actually quite helpful in the with my book research, and I shared with you privately earlier why that was. Um, so thank you for that. And just to say, from me, I mean, you know, I'm often reminded, the fundamental teachings of Jesus Christ when Jesus was challenged by the Pharisees because the Pharisees were trying to catch him out. What's the greatest commandment? They were asking Jesus, and Jesus said the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul. And the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. And those are the teachings that all the Vaishnavacharyas also teach. Prabhupada and Narayana Maharaj and other acharyas came to the West to teach to put God first. Krishna is God. Put God first, and secondly, teach people, treat people with respect. Treat people in the way that you want to be treated yourself, and as in a service attitude, a service mentality. How can we serve you? So the message is the same in Vaishnavism, in Christianity. I mean, it just
Yeah.
looks different. The way it's presented might look a bit different, and that's great. I mean, for me, it doesn't bother me what label people use. We're all trying to teach and spread God consciousness.
Yes. Yes, what you said, it's the essence of everything. My Guru Dev Shilananayan Goswami Maharaj, he said, actually, there's only one religion, and that is natural love and affection for God and how live beings. So it's the same that Jesus said, no. So I stick to that. When we study in Jaiva Dharma, we have in the beginning this differentiation that's made between Nitya Dharma and Naimitika Dharma. So what means this? Nitya Dharma means what is our eternal service, no? Or Sanatana Dharma, or the Jaiva Dharma, no? The occupation of how living beings. That is this relationship with this Supreme. And we have this Naimitika Dharma, that means this temporary duties that we have are different occupations, like we are student or we are married, we are the different occupations, some job work that someone has to do in the society. And like this, also we have the Naimitika Dharmas, that are the different religions, no, the different cultural religions that we have. So okay, this exists. It's not that we should say, oh, we must give it up. How the Naimitika Dharmas? No, Krishna is saying actually in the end of Bhagavad Gita, he's saying Sarva Dharma Parityajam Manekam Sharanam Vrajana. We must give it up. How kind of religions? So that people must understand this. When he's saying to give it up, how kind of religions means what? That we must focus what is our Nitya Dharma, what's our eternal duty, what eternal occupation. That is this relationship with the Lord. But anyhow, while we do this, we can do our Naimitika Dharma. Don't means, oh, we must give it up, everything. Sometimes people are preaching like that, and so much disturbance are done in the society because of this, because people believe, oh, I am married, so now I must give it up my marriage, or I'm student and I must give it up the universe. No, you use this Naimitika Dharma, no? This is what is called Yukta Vairagya, no? You use these things and you offer this to the Lord, no? So this actually what we are trying to do in this church, no? We are offering how these things, no, that I got, these teachings of the Catholic tradition, offering to the Lord. So, and I'm praying that I can do a good service to this, and that I hope to get the help of how people to do this service. Know that I am alone. I cannot do anything. So, and I hope that this will spread everywhere, that we can grow and have so many communities, and I mean physical communities of Catholic, the Vaishnava Catholic Church. Not that will be just a virtual thing, but we can have groups meeting together to do some celebration, to study together and take prashada together. No, basically, is this.
Great. I think I'd like to call you Bishop Ramananda. I was just thinking it's a nice name.
As you wish.
Bishop. So Ramananda's your name, um, or Ramananda Das, but Bishop is your title. So, and you are a bishop. So I don't want to call you Prabhu. I feel a bit awkward, but Bishop Ramananda. And you said something just now I find very interesting. Um, uh, that you said even though you're a bishop, you're still learning, and you're still trying to understand, and you were being very humble, which is very nice. And you reminded me of a sannyasi I interviewed 2 months ago called Tridandi Swami. So Tridandi Swami is actually a very senior godbrother of yours, who he's English born, who I assume I know took sannyas from Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj. And
Yes.
he said exactly the same thing. I was being very I was honoring him and glorifying him, and he said, I'm just a normal person. I mean, I'm a sannyasi in this life, but I'm just a servant. I'm just trying to serve the Lord. And you just reminded me of him actually. That was about 2 months ago. I'd actually
This is the
say this is a
point.
personal observation. A lot of the disciples of Bhaktivedanta Narayana Maharaj are very eclectic. It's an eclectic group or bunch, diverse. It's good. It's a compliment. Um, I've interviewed many, lots of musicians and artists and bishops and sannyasis and people that are very independent minded. Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah, I believe because we got so much different backgrounds. No, not everybody came straight to Shilananand Goswami Maharaj. People, many came from ISKCON. No, for much time they were in ISKCON, and like some people got so much, I would say, pissed off of so much like the dogmatism, because sometimes then people are like that saying, oh, now you belong to this institution, you should not look for anything outside of this institution. I'm trying to hold the people, and like I'm said, I'm very happy because these bishops who the bishop who consecrated me, and the Alistair Bate, who is the primus of the Thoma Liberal Catholic Church, they are so much open-minded that it's not like they trying to hold me, no. And so I believe the disciples of Shilanarayan Goswami Maharaj, they don't want to be part of one group that say this, oh, you must just stay in this group. And so because of this, people got different backgrounds, then they go to different teachings of different gurus. They have shiksha gurus in different Gaudiya matas. No, like if I'm going to speak about my life, the teachings I got from different gurus, from different groups, no, and different some even from other sampradayas. So then this, I believe, make my mind more open. No, I got, like I said, this connection in Gadadhar Parivara with Srila Satyadulal Das Babaji Maharaj, but also I got so much in ISKCON with Srila Bhaktiswarupa Damodar Maharaj. I consider as my Shiksha Guru. I had a personal relationship with him, no, and gurus from different Gaudiya Matas like Srila Bhakti Balabhatirtha Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharat Maharaj, and I try to honor how their teachings, no?
Hmm. Bishop Ramananda, let's we've got one more question left, and it's a kind of a nice one to finish on. And actually, I was looking back through I don't ask people the same questions every week. It's based on them and what their story is. But I only reserve this question for sannyasis
Oh,
and bishops and no bishops. because it's kind of like yeah. So if you were given 5 minutes on every TV and radio network in the world, if you had 5 minutes to send a message to the entire world, what would you say?
You can see that in the world, the people are so much stressed. We see so much anxious, no, and people, their mind are bound to many things who are not going to bring this happiness. So actually, we should try to follow the spiritual teachings of our masters and the saints in the Christian tradition, Vaishnava tradition, and we should worship and try to always remember the whole names of God. And especially we see in this Vaishnava tradition, we speak about the importance of the mantras. And what means this word mantra? Mantras means manas, that means mind, trayate, something who brings freedom to the mind. So if we are always glorifying and chanting the whole names of God, then our mind will become free and we will start to feel our natural bliss that we have from our soul. So we should come back to this, what we really are. We are part and parcel of the Lord. So we should try to connect with the Lord. When we connected with the Lord, then naturally this bliss will come true. That is the bliss that who comes from our soul. The material bliss, we are not going to get anything. So we should try to go to the essence, to something that's eternal. And what means eternal? Everything that is spiritual. So this distinction, it must be very clear. So I recommend people should study spiritual teachings, should study the Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, should study the Bible, and try to connect with the masters in these traditions, then can help to make this connection with the divine.
Thank you so much, Bishop Ramananda. That was a wonderful ending to our recording today, and it's been a real delight for me to interview you. I'm pleased that you were willing to be interviewed. And I'm really hoping that people watching and listening to this will tune in with an open mind, and will want to think, will want to hear more. There's a man sitting here who's wearing tilak and tulsi beads, but also he's got his kind of Catholic regalia with the bishop's hat and cassock. I think maybe it's a cassock or kind of a robes, and the cross as
It's
well.
flattered. Yeah. In
Yeah,
English,
and
I think flattered.
yeah, and then behind you, you've got the deities of
No?
Lord Jagannath, Lord Baladev, Lady Subhadra. I think there's Radha Krishna, Srila Prabhupada.
Yes,
s-
yes.
Uh, s-
Sure,
so
Radha
many.
Krishna,
Yeah.
Shalagram Shila, that's my Radharaman. We have Sadbhuja Mahaprabhu, Gopal. We have Gauranitai, Gaura Gadadara, and the Guru Parampara, my Guru Dev Shri Goswami Maharaj.
Um, I could see there was a Vaishnava Acharya sitting on the Vyasa. Thank you. Yes, no, I explained that. Okay, so Bishop Ramananda, I'm gonna say goodbye to the viewers at home, and then
Okay,
if you
thank you very much, for your kindness of this invitation. This you have done a very good service, by inviting me here to speak. No, we are just like instruments of the divine. We should have this conscience, and you did a very good service. That now so many people will get to know this message through this program. So I pray that this program can grow so much. You get so much nice Vaishnavas in your program that this can spread this message, no, this Gauravani, this message of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Thank you, Bishop Ramananda. I appreciate your kind words, and it's been a real delight for me to interview you today. So I'll just say goodbye and then stay in the Zoom room. We can have a brief debrief after. So I'm very grateful to Ramananda Prabhu, also known as Bishop Tao Thomas D. Marcus, for being our 153rd guest on the Hare Krishna Project podcast this week. I'm very grateful to him for giving up his time. It's the first time in my life I've ever interviewed a bishop before. And possibly even the first time I've had a conversation with a bishop. Uh, Maybe I did in the Church of England many years ago, but obviously I don't remember. But I'm very grateful to him. Do not forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button so you can be kept updated about future podcasts and video productions from the Hare Krishna Project. And or if you're watching this on Facebook, if you haven't already, please do like or follow the Hare Krishna Project Facebook page so you can be kept updated about what we're doing that way as well. As you know, as well as this podcast, we also do lots of things, book distribution, Hare Krishna festivals, school visits. We're busy. It's I like to be busy. I hate the thought of having nothing to do. It's a paranoia, maybe. Um, okay, so until next week, I'll see you all soon. Thank you. Hare Krishna.